Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your twin flame for those of you in a no contact situation. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Amethyst twin cluster. Group 2 is the Smokey Quartz twin cluster. And group 3 is the Clear Quartz twin cluster. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you would like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Amethyst twin cluster. So I'm going to start by getting some tarot, and I will use that as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And after the initial channeling, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what came through in the channeling or can serve as additional messages from your twin flame's higher self, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. So what does your twin flame want you to know at this time for those of you in a no contact situation? Okay, we have Judgment, the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the Moon, and the 7 of Swords. I have tried so hard for so long to keep the wrong things out of my life that I have managed to push away one of the best things that has ever happened to me. You have affected me like no one before. And even at a distance, and as much as I am firmly rooted in my resistance, I still feel compelled towards you. Your heartbeat echoes and mocks me in the night hours. When the day has quieted down and I am no longer able to distract myself with surface level things, my thoughts are always drawn back to you. I am scared of missing out on the future between the two of us, and I am scared to open up and take steps towards you for fear of unleashing a wave of karmic retribution that I have been trying for so long to outrun in this situation between the two of us and in my life as a whole. You have the power to dissolve me with just a look. Your words from the past echo within my heart in a way in which brings forth so much truth from the depths of me, most of which I am so uncomfortable with facing, and so I bury my head in the sand as I am accustomed to do. It was easier in the past to lay blame upon you, And it has not been an easy road that I have paved for myself as a result of this action. I am pulled in so many directions, most of which are frivolous, but one call rings out truer than all the others, and that is the call of your heart to me across the distance. I know that I must make matters right between the two of us, in this lifetime or another. I am reminded of this constantly. At the end of all of my victories and accomplishments, there is the pull to the recognition that something very important is still left undone. The sweet is not as sweet without you by my side to savor it, and I am doing what I feel to be a somewhat pitiful job of presenting a very unbothered stance to the way things have fallen apart between us. There is so much truth behind the veil that I have over my eyes that if you were to see me now and look at me straight on, I feel that you would see merely a mirage of the person that I used to be. As much as my life has improved in many ways, I have eroded within. And I can say that this is as a result of choosing to run from you, but I feel it is more likely the result of choosing to run from what you had mirrored to me that exists within myself. The uncomfortable truth of so much untapped potential that is contradictory in so many ways to the worldly success I have garnered for me. People look up to me as if I am living a life worthy of consideration. They don't know that inside I harbor a profound darkness, knowing that I crushed such a beautiful flower of potential, of what we might have blossomed into, motivated primarily by a stubbornness to release limitations within myself that kept me from filling and feeling the most beautiful parts of the light I hold inside, that is a contradiction to the definition of success I have been templated with and operate in, even at this moment in time. I know that I owe you so much more than an I'm sorry. Words echo, even in my head at this point in time. I understand that there needs to be consistency by way of change if we were ever to become something other than what we have dissolved into at this point in time. I recognize that I exist on the outskirts of your life, and I hope that you have found ways to release the disappointment that I left you with, and that you are moving forward in your life toward your greatest victories, despite the pain that you have been through. I can't bring myself to seek you out in the material world, but do not be mistaken. Your energy and essence haunts me day and night. I could not escape you if I tried, and this is an irony. For in so many ways, as much as I have come home to myself and am working toward and have accomplished so many dreams that I set, there is a piece of me that is missing that I left back at the crossroads when I turned and walked away from you. And it would take an act of bravery or a miracle at this point in time, I fear and feel, in order to be able to come towards you humbly and with promises that actually meant something this time around, so that we might repair this rift between us, become friends perhaps, and, if the stars were in alignment for us, to begin again one day. At this point in my journey, my priorities are focused on what is tangibly in front of me, how I can acquire and build more. But there is an echoing in my heart. Each day it becomes harder and harder to convince myself that I am fulfilled with the kingdom that I have created. Further down the road, I anticipate that there will be a meeting between us once again. It will most likely occur when I am not looking. I will stumble into you, or perhaps the universe will pluck me up out of my comfortable stance and drop me in front of you, at your mercy, to do with as you will. This is a terrifying thought, And so it causes me to dig even deeper into the mirage and the illusion that I have been feeding my energy into for so long. You deserve so much more recognition that I gave you back then and even now. And I cannot hold my head high and face you at this particular point in time, because in so many ways I have failed to do the work that your light guided me toward and instructed wordlessly, to become a better version of myself while we have been apart. I sense changes and evolutions, that you are growing and settling into a more comfortable version of who you are, who you have always been, and who I overlooked when I was face to face with you. I understand fundamentally that I made a grievous error in misjudging you and failing to see the potential within what we could become. I looked at you at face value and compared you to the life I thought would bring me satisfaction and that represented wish fulfillment. However, I failed to prioritize and cherish the intangible wealth that you hold inside, that truly could have made my present kingdom something of real worth and value. It is a shallow reality that I now call home. When our paths cross again, I will not be surprised if you are light years beyond me, if you look at me and walk on by with scarcely a glance. I am on somewhat of a downward spiral, spiritually speaking, that is covered by a wealth of accomplishments in the material world that are hollow victories because they have come at the expense of something pure and true that I should have given more importance to. Exploring, maneuvering my way beyond the triggers and beyond the horrors of what surfaced from my shadow within, rather than running like a coward at the first sign of trouble, and continuing day by day to avert my gaze from the reality of the love that was mirrored back to me in your heart and in your glory and even in your flaws. I hope that life is radiant to you, and I hope that you have crystallized the pain of the experience between the two of us into something of value. Maybe someday I will work up the courage to look at you from afar even, watch from the distance and from the shadows, and take note of just how you've done it. I sense the change in your energy, and beyond the mystery of what that looks like specifically in your life, I am well aware that while my narrative arc has reached a place of stagnation, you are on an uphill climb. And so, even when the days feel long and the weight of the world is upon you, please know that from this very unique vantage point, I see things getting better for you, day by day, and shortly around the bend. I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you the first time around, and all the times when you were gracious enough to allow me back into your heart, time and time again. So those are your messages in terms of signs with pentacles. We've got Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Swords is air, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Cups is water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The moon is Pisces and Cancer. The Emperor is Aries. Wands is fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And Judgment is Scorpio. So let's see what else your twin flame wants you to know from their higher self right now. Okay, and they say, I can't escape this spiritual love. I tried, it didn't work. I forgot to tell you I love you. I was afraid of those words. Grief is the price I pay for not giving you my heart. My heart needed protection. This love has awakened my soul. In the past, I gave love and I received nothing but pain. You came along unexpectedly and stole my heart. And my heart is torn to pieces. So the initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got M, R, O, W, D, M, N, Z, F, H, E, C, W, L, O, B, L, and Y. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters, including several varieties of channeled message readings similar to this one. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. The format over there consists of readings related to topics other than love and romance. So if you're looking for something a little different from me, that is the place to find it. I thank you for your support there, as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. I chose the Smokey Quartz Twin Cluster. So I'm going to start by getting some tarot, and I will use that as the framework for the channeling, and then I'll dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense, using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and following the initial channeling, I'll get some standalone message cards that can serve as a confirmation of what comes through in the channeling, or can also be additional messages from your twin flame's higher self, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. So what does your twin flame that you are in a no contact situation with want you to know at this time? We have the Devil, Three of Cups, Three of Wands, Nine of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. I'm stuck in a rut at this time between continuing on in the life I have created for myself. So foolishly, I am now becoming acutely aware in painful and obvious ways, and actions to break myself free and to be able to vindicate you finally and at long last as the only option I should have entertained all along, and certainly at the point which we split from one another in the past. I am feeling more passive than action-oriented at this particular point in time. I am wrapped up in a world of regret, counting my mistakes, which I know is only compounding the difficulty of a choice I must make. First and foremost, to become brutally honest with myself, and then to break the long-over truth and reality to those who occupy a space in my life that they have hardly earned and certainly do not contribute very adequately to sustaining. That I am done with living a lie and am choosing to move in the direction of personal truth, finally and at long last. I have squandered many opportunities to make things right between the two of us. I have denied you time and again, based mainly out of fear and insecurity within myself. I see my greatest potential when I look to you, and it is a lack mentality and imposter syndrome within me that caused me to push you away and call you the problem, when all along I have been the culprit for the misery that I am holding inside that now has leaked into the world around me and is the reality that I call my own in so many ways. I don't know why I didn't learn my lesson sooner. I don't know why I have left you holding on to so much doubt about if you came on too strong, or if your feelings were real and truly worth exploring, or if this were all just a trick of the mind, some limerence, some chemical reaction to a slight indication that I had given to you, or not, perhaps even just the product of infinite loneliness within yourself. I should have done more to reassure you that although I wasn't ready for the nature and gravity of what you had to offer, that this was real and not a fantasy. It is part of this fear-based paradigm, however, that leaned into a space where it was easier for you to shoulder all that blame, to do the heavy lifting of wondering that has hoisted our connection up into a place of being suspended and frozen in time longer than has been necessary. You have done so much to sustain belief, and I know that you are tired. I feel that in your energy, and I pray that you will just let me go. Let me fall firmly into the world and the soggy misery that I am living in, because maybe from that place of it all coming to crash down the truth and the reality of what I've chosen to invest in, maybe that will be the doorway that is created for change to occur finally within myself, so that a version of me can be birthed forth that actually has something of meaning to offer to you, should our paths cross again. I feel you in the stillness, trying your hardest to let me live my life. I feel you peeling your gaze away from me 100 times a day. As much as you have moved forward, I know there is so much energy that is still being expended to keep a barrier between the two of us, as I asked you to, as I forced you to, and as is truly in your best interest at this point and perhaps moving forward for all time. I wish I could do something to ease the burden upon you. I am trying to lean back and to hold on to the most toxic version of who I am, with an iron grip that perhaps will send a vibration to the lovely creature that you are, that I can only bring further chaos into your world. I am not a suitable partner for someone such as you, not as I am, not in this manifestation. And if I lean into the ugliness that I have created, then maybe it will help provide that polarity of contrast, so that you will see and sense the beauty and the light which you are inside my perfect opposite. And you will strive to cultivate so much more of the beauty that you are, that makes you my everything in so many ways, the complement to all the distortions that I revel in and languish in equal measure. I am still stuck in my old patterns, and I don't know how to break free. I keep deflecting responsibility off into higher universal forces. So many signs have pointed me in the direction of change, and yet I stubbornly remain rooted right where I am, right in place. Comfortable disquiet, suffering in silence, trying in vain to convince myself that this is really what I want, that I'm happy here, and knowing so deeply that it's nothing but a lie. Thank you for being the truth-telling to me, even in a flicker of recognition, when we crossed paths and our eyes met and everything was in conjunction before it fell apart. That experience, that sensation is seared within my soul. And as much as I can run from the truth of what needs to happen for myself and ultimately for us, I could not erase the memory of the impact you have had upon me if I tried. And perhaps it is this glimmer of recognition that will be my guiding light when I get sick of being so sick of the reality that my interior landscape has now rippled out into the material world around me. The more you stand in your power and the truth of who you are, the more it radiates a beacon that lets me know how I am living is so unacceptable in so many ways. Though it may look quaint from the outside, there is much I am not in alignment with as far as my purpose for coming into form and flesh in this lifetime. Regardless of if romance were to blossom between the two of us in the future, I am now looking at our connection as something which fundamentally is pointing me in a direction of profound change, that I as a soul am duty bound to endeavor, or doomed to keep repeating this cycle of life, death, and rebirth until finally I get it right. I sense that our paths are diverging in an eternal sense. Maybe one day, in lives to come, you will be gracious enough to be that spirit guide that holds my hand on the path forward. And I know and I see and I recognize the signs that are pushing me into a corner so that it doesn't take such extreme measures for me to learn my lesson finally and do my part of what we both came here to accomplish, the breaking free of profound cycles in both our lives and in a bigger collective sense. I'm sorry for making you do all the heavy lifting up to this point. I have a lot of work to do to even fathom catching up with you anytime soon. So those are your messages in terms of signs with the swords. We've got air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. The Hanged Man is Pisces. Pentacles is Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Wands is Fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Cups is Water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And the Devil is Capricorn. So let's see what else your twin flame wants you to know right now from their higher self. Okay, and they say, I am learning to love fully, completely, and unapologetically. My heart needs rest and healing. You have a heart of gold. There is nothing superficial about this love. Our hearts recognize each other at the soul level. You came along unexpectedly and stole my heart. My heart was hollow. Now I'm left empty. And this love was magical, unexplainable. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got Z, X, H, S, D, C, G, R, O, U, P, I, A, R, B, O, J, V, D, Y, and V. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters, including several varieties of channeled message readings similar to this one. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that channel in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. The format over there consists of readings related to topics other than love and romance. So if you're looking for something a little different from me, that is the place to find it. I thank you for your support there, as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the clear quartz twin cluster. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use that as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And after the initial channeling, I will get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the channeling or can serve as additional messages from your twin flame's higher self to you. And then I'll close out the reading with some initials. So, what is your twin flame that you are in a no contact situation with want you to know at this time? Okay, we have the King of Cups, Strength, Eight of Wands, Page of Swords, Ace of Wands, Judgment, Ten of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. I have some big news for you, and I know that it is going to make you breathe a sigh of relief in the same way that it has been such a weight off of my shoulders for me. I have been holding back on the brink of revealing a deep truth to you, something that has been in the works for quite some time, that I am confident will transform the reality of what exists between the two of us, so that we can get back on track with one another, to actualizing so much of that rich and untapped potential that we had sensed and savored just a drop of, but that the time was not quite right for us to indulge in freely, openly, and fully before. I have been working diligently, long hours and behind the scenes, quietly preparing the world within myself so that what I have to offer to you, what I have to say and demonstrate, is accompanied by a vibration of truth that radiates and oozes out from every ounce of energy that I present and what shines forth silently behind glowing eyes when I am next looking in your direction. I don't want you to doubt my sincerity, and I have learned fundamentally from what has worked between the two of us in the past and what is a necessary improvement in my approach to you, handling you with care by taking greater care with myself, prioritizing my heart in its most healthy and vital state for the first time ever, which has been life-changing as far as what I am able to provide to you now in this space and time. I know that when I approach you, you will be skeptical. Your guard will be up, as it should be, and you will be wondering, is this all too good to be true? I feel that I have heard this all before. It is what I have been waiting for, and yet upon its arrival, I am uncertain if this is the real thing, or just another illusion of possibility that falls apart further down the road. And it is with this long-term plan in mind that I am taking careful steps and am wasting no more time in breaking free of this stalemate between us. I surrender fully to this connection and to you. I have been in denial for so long, I don't know what I was hiding from. You are the transformative fire by which a new and better version of me can be birthed. I was so intimidated by the intensity and nature of the energy we generated between the two of us in the past, that I ran rather than holding your hand and exploring it diligently further. I am so impressed with how you have moved through the heaviness between us, how you have questioned and how you have released, and how you remain in a state of openness to whatever will or will not occur between the two of us. You have been an example in ways that I am excited to explain to you. Though this energy between the two of us manifested in so much destructive actuality in the past, I am confident that the changes I have made within and the growth that you are demonstrating inside and out from what I see and sense of you has rendered us both into a place that we are able to harness the potential for good out of this situation, to create rather than to implode, to face our triggers, the two of us conjoined, rather than leaving each other at the most necessary hour, to face our shadows single-handedly, which has had its purpose as well. I feel that we have both been forged into something more of an authentic version of ourselves through this separation. And so I do not lament too much what has had to happen in order for this new opportunity that is about to unfold to take place. I want to re-spark our connection. I want to build from the heart this time. I want to be open to you, for I see you as the face of infinite love that was so foreign and strange to me before because I felt so undeserving. I questioned what I held within. I compared it to how that frequency was embodied within you, and I did not see my face there. It has taken these quiet moments and you doing what you have done best, to work with the disappointment and the hope, the possibilities and the failures, to come to the place that you are right now, which has been so invaluable for affording me the time and space to do the work within myself and all around me in small yet significant ways, so that I am more in alignment with my personal truth than ever before, and am able to fully understand just a crack into the wide chasm of our purpose in one another's lives. In a grand scale and in matters of the heart, I am certain that we are meant to see and experience and become so much bigger than we are at this point in time. I am leaning into a place of trust and surrender, and am committed to action-oriented steps when the winds of change are blowing in my favor. This period of standstill at this point is not out of fear or running. It is waiting for the right opportunity to leap forth to you in just the right way, which I will know and sense and observe, for I am watching and taking note of you, and how radiant you are in this beautiful state of becoming, half in and half out in your new life and the old which is being shed. You are a marvel to behold, and I can't wait to join you there in the new precipice of the two of us reintroducing ourselves to one another again and for the first time, so that we may both rise into a fuller potential, able to sustain the powerful and unfathomable energy that is generated between the two of us, with a look, a simple conversation, and with the profound depths that we are able to reach seamlessly within one another, whether we are in physical proximity or at a distance. Near or apart, I feel you running through my veins. Time itself seems to dissolve when I contemplate you, and I rise beyond the limits of myself in a way that has not been made possible prior to you entering my life and my world. and I look forward to the opportunity to reacquaint ourselves with one another, to carefully test out the boundaries of these new versions of us that we have become. Slowly, methodically, with great care and with love at the forefront, I am looking forward to the experience of discovering you once again. I hope you like this version of me that is headed towards you. I have such a place of respect for myself finally inside, that I know no matter how you receive me, and no matter what our journey looks like unfolding from this place forward, that all is right and as it should be. And so where I was hesitant and guarded before, I am now perfectly aligned and waiting for just the perfect, beautiful, and precious moment to open up and speak with the voice of my heart in a way that will put all of your fears to rest, so that we may begin to carve out a new path for ourselves, to pick up where we left off and rewrite the future of this connection as it should have been all along. Nothing has been in vain, and I am so grateful for even the difficulties we have faced. I cherish the fact that I get the privilege of this lifetime to make up to you the love I should have delivered fully from the moment that I first laid eyes upon you. I will not rest until I convey to you properly how profound of an impact you have had upon my life, how you have been the light that has led me back to love within myself. You have changed my world, and you have changed my perspective, and I will do whatever it takes to stand guard with you through your process of rebirth and becoming, as it chooses to redirect in the years to come. You are worth preserving. You are worth treasuring. You are the greatest gift I have discovered, and you have helped me to discover the treasure of my heart as well. So those are your messages in terms of signs. With the swords, we've got air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Pentacles is Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Wands is fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Strength is Leo. Cups is water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And Judgment is Scorpio. So let's see what else your twin flame wants you to know from their higher self at this time. Okay, and they say, my heart aches and there is no cure. You still occupy a space in my heart. Truth is, the love you gave was too good to be true. It takes two to fall in love. You were left by yourself. I am learning to love fully, completely, and unapologetically. Dear heart, have courage to face these inner fears. I took your heart and stepped on it. And this was the right love at the wrong time. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got E, P, H, H, I, K, G, S, B, V, G, O, I, P, D, Q, V, C, and C. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you would like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters, including several varieties of channeled message readings similar to this one. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that channel in the description box of the video, as well as in the channel section of my page. The format over there consists of readings related to topics other than love and romance. So if you're looking for something a little different from me, that is the place to find it. I thank you for your support there, as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.